along the way we go.
While Massachusetts may be thriving with oysters, close by New York State isn't faring as well.
In 1913, New York City and the metropolitan area was really a mecca of oysters. They had them on Staten Island, they had them all over Long Island Sound, in Jersey, everywhere, even in the Hudson River. From colonial times on, the oysters impacted the economy of New York by far more than any other commodity. They had carts running around New York City selling oysters on the half shell. They had New York oysters everywhere before pollution came.
Throughout the 19th century, New York City became the largest source of oysters worldwide. On any day in the late 19th century, 6 million oysters can be found on the barges tied up along the city's waterfront. Then it became even easier with the advent of the steam engine and industrial revolution. Oysters were being farmed for everyone. They were hauling out millions a day. But oyster popularity put an ever-increasing demand on wild oyster stocks. 1 billion oysters were eaten in 40 years, and the dredging and pollution killed the rest. This scarcity increased prices, converting them from their original role as a working-class food to their current role as an expensive delicacy.
You know, you would think that New York would have more of these places. We're surrounded by water, and we don't have that many oyster bars. It's just kind of odd. And we have the best waters in the world in Nova Scotia. You know, we have, between Maine and where you're going up north, we have just amazing amounts of places to get great oysters from. Yet New York, I would say, is slightly behind in all that. So it's kind of bizarre. The whole notion of shellfish has gone through a couple of permutations. The shellfish, sometimes the way it's perceived, it's just there's safety issues and all that sort of stuff. And so I think that the culinary world, it's our job to do a really better job at educating customers.
So when it comes to stuff like pollution, diseases, natural occurrences, whatever, too much rain dredges up pollution. So one of the most important things in America is to make sure that you're eating oysters from certified waters. Our policy at the Oyster Bar is not to serve any oysters from the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, and I personally would never even eat one. Okay, sorry.
So we decided to head to the heart of the Gulf of Mexico. Unfortunately, New York isn't the only place in America where oysters have been hit hard. Louisiana, the mecca of oysters, was devastated by Hurricane Katrina, and they still haven't recovered.